ton of other things. I have a podcast called Digital Jamaica Podcast. There's also a blog, Digital Jamaica blog, and there's also the People to Watch series and workshops and pop-up talk shops. It's a whole lot of things going on. You can visit my website for more information on what that is. But I wanted to get right into it because I actually wasn't planning on doing a actual presentation, but I'm extra. I'm very extra. So here we are. All right. So what I want to talk to you guys about is what are some of the predictions for post-COVID, for the post-COVID world, and what does that mean for business? Specifically, what are the predictions for business post-COVID? Because my mindset is, yes, this is happening. Yes, this is terrible. What are we going to do about it after it's over? Because COVID won't last forever. Yes. So we have to prepare ourselves for what will be coming afterwards. So I have already done the introduction and I want to get right into it. So my thing has always been the future of business is digital, and that was then. So now the future is right now. Yeah. So because of COVID, everything has been accelerated. So Jamaica has been hopping, skipping, jumping, la la la, down the lane. So think of it as a race, right? And the majority of the world, and I hate to say first world countries, but countries where these technologies come from, they're already, say this 800-meter race, they're already at the 600-meter line, and we're still skipping la la lying down the line. We just start, really. But the problem is we are starting where they now are. So we never had an opportunity to start from the beginning and learn as we go along and go along. No, we're chucked right bam in the middle of it, and we have to figure this thing out right where they are now, which is more advanced. We are still not taking it seriously, I don't think, until COVID happened. And then suddenly now, I think Jamaica is realizing we probably should have been we probably should have been doing more, going more online. We probably should have been integrating more technological systems into our business. We probably should have been doing the flexi work week thing, because it would have mitigated a lot of the fallout that has happened and that is going to happen because of COVID-19. So I'm glad we're there. I'll take it. I mean, it's unfortunate that it took a pandemic for us to get it, but I think we're slowly getting it. The Prime Minister said the other day on a one of the presentations that he did that he was unaware, or he didn't notice, or whatever he said, that so many of our systems are paper based. Now, if you've been following Victoria or following me for any time, we've been saying this. A lot of our systems are paper based and it's antiquated and outdated. And because of that, systems are slower, processes are slower, and everything takes longer. All right. So I'm glad the Prime Minister is now realizing that. But let's look at some of the positive and negative effects of COVID. So let's start with the positive. Non-linear operations. What happened when businesses had to close or when people had to work from home? It means that they had to have a new way of thinking. So it's not just, okay, you have to come in the office and sit at the desk and have looking at your face every day because otherwise you're not productive. Now businesses are realizing that, hold on, first of all, a lot of the staff that we have are not necessary staff. That's one. So you're going to see a lot of cutbacks on staff. So a lot of the staff that we have are either not necessary or doesn't necessarily have to come into an office space. So they're thinking more non-linear. It's not the up-down business processes anymore. It's okay. So we have remote people working over there, and we have some in-office staff working over there, and we have people cross-working someplace. We have some people who are online exclusively. They don't even live in the same country as we are anymore. They're outsourcing. This is what I mean by non-linear operations. Hyper innovation is another thing that has happened post COVID. You've seen it. You've seen clothing companies now pivoting and making masks. You've seen Jamaican business people. There was this video about a community that before you can enter the community, they had the Lysol spray, they had the hand sanitizer, they had the whole thing set up. We are innovating. And the thing is, we were always an innovative set of people. The turn your hand, make fashion, that's us. We were always good at doing that. But you're seeing more innovation coming up. And later down, I'm going to show you some of the things that we've been doing technology wise. Yakini Wallen Bryan and Lauren Peart from Blue Dot, they came together and they're doing amazing things, and we're going to talk about that later. So you're seeing a lot of innovations happening. You're seeing businesses who were very inflexible before, all of a sudden they're becoming more malleable because they're realizing that they're going to lose a lot of sales, they're going to lose a lot of customers if they don't flex. So hyper innovation, you're seeing a lot of tech related solutions to problem. I remember being on Twitter recently, and there's this whole excited conversation about, oh my God, education is now online. And I'm going, that technology has been around since 1998. So a lot of the technology that we're getting so excited about is 20 years old or more. But again, I'll take it. No worries, I'll take it. But we're finding more technological solutions to problems, which was already there before. We're just now starting to use it. Forced digital transformation is the other positive outcome of COVID, because now businesses are forced to use these tech solutions. They're forced to into these nonlinear operational systems. They're forced to be inventive and innovative. So this is something that should have already happened. All right. The more flexible your business is the more you are prepared for a crisis or a pandemic or staff issues. You need to build in flexibility into your business. Even if you're a small business, the same thing applies. All right. And Jamaican businesses, especially big businesses, have been very hesitant and sometimes very stubborn, especially our banks have been very stubborn about being a little bit more flexible and giving customers more options and improving the customer experience. We've been one way of thinking for a very long time. Let's look at the negatives. Okay. Exposing inflexibility in a lot of our institutions. You would have seen it happen where banks are having to completely shut down their operations. There are certain branches in certain locations that are completely shut down. Why? Because our banks are historically inflexible. You see with the fact that we don't have easily workable online payment solutions for businesses. So you have institutions like that are national institutions that are so used to doing business one way that when a crisis happens and they have to react quickly, they can't because they're inflexible. So a lot of these things are being exposed, right? You're also seeing where employees are beginning to see that employers ain't shit. Just saying, they're not flexible in their, even small business operations are inflexible and kind of unwilling too, because I think for a while we weren't taking it seriously, and then it got worse and people are going, okay, now we're stuck, right? Because the operations are very rudimentary. Loss of productivity, because for a lot of businesses, they don't have an online system set up. They can't set up an online system that quickly. And so they have to send employees home, and employees are sitting there with nothing to do. So they're losing productive hours because of the working from home thing. But working from home, when you don't have a system that allows your employees to work from home. Unpreparedness is one of the negatives, because now we're realizing again that our national systems are unprepared. And when our national systems are unprepared, they can't necessarily move as quickly as they could, and it trickles down to businesses as well. You see where we had to draw down a ton of money to fix hospitals and fix this and fix that. So they're operable and able to manage these the influx. You see where our telecommunication systems have struggled. The flow is struggling to manage the demand. And I didn't know, and I guess it's embarrassing being in the digital space, that we had an internet problem, because you hear these companies talk, oh, we have 98% coverage. Yeah, but in certain places, it's shit coverage, okay? So shit coverage is just as good as no coverage. So we're realizing that our telecommunications are unprepared, or other emergent systems are unprepared, businesses are unprepared. And then because of that, we have downsizing going on, and people are losing jobs, and businesses are closing because they cannot manage. They have not been able to pivot, and because of that, they die. And that's just the truth of what the business is. So the companies which are best placed to benefit from the situations are those which offer comfort, convenience, or necessity for consumers. So if you find your business is in one of those slots, whether comfort, convenience, or necessity, then your business is actually going to thrive and grow post-COVID, right? So let's look at my top 5 post-COVID-19 business predictions. Number 1, data smart business models. Now, what has happened is that a lot of data is being collected from different spaces. So whether it's Google or Facebook, if you should log on to Facebook or any social media system, you see where they have a COVID-19 response system going on. They're collecting data, and that data is being used to locate people. That data is being used to test people. We have a Jamaican here called Kamir Ricketts, and Kamir is the founder of Mind of Jamaica. He's a biomedical something with a long title, but he was a part of the team that created a system called All Clear. And what All Clear allowed medical professionals to do is find people who need testing. So they're geo-targeting people who need testing, getting the testing to them, isolating them, and treating them. And that's one of the ways we flatten the curve. Another thing that we can look at is what we're looking at the screen now. This is called geoinformatics. And what geoinformatics is doing is that it is a interdisciplinary thing, because it's several scientific disciplines coming together. But the gist of it is that they're mapping the surface of the earth and anything that's on it. So whether it's the bio systems, human systems, plant, animals, whatever, it's geospatial. So they're telling you, okay, this is Kingston. This is how the Kingston landscape looks. This is how many people live in Kingston. This is where they are. This is the housing solution. So there's a ton of data that you can get from geoinformation systems. They call it GIS systems that businesses can actually use now, because then it helps you to decide, okay, where's the best place to put a branch, or where's the best place to start my business in terms of if you have a storefront. Okay, which communities would respond better to this kind of service or this kind of product? You can use geoinformatics systems to help you decide that. And big businesses are using it, but we're not using it nearly enough in Jamaica. So how can you as a small business use geoinformatics? Again, it helps you to target market and target your campaigns towards certain geographical or demographical group of people. It may be a little bit expensive, but they're free online and open line access to the information that you can get that can help. But you have to get very good at data analysis and data mining, but that's for a whole different webinar. All right, so the next prediction is that everything is going to go virtual, and that's already the case. So you have seen everything is now work from home and remote working and all of that. That has always been a thing. People have been working from home since forever, but now we're just realizing that this is actually a viable option for people to work from home. So whether it's food, whether it's work, whether it's education, everything is now online. If our physical system should crumble, we're going to have a problem, but we will survive because a lot of it can easily transfer into the digital space, right? So everything is going to go virtual, and it's going to continue post-COVID. So what is going to happen is post-COVID, people are going to go, oh my God, we get let out and we're going to go wild and we're going to go party and we're going to go do this. And then it's going to settle back down and kind of return to some sort of normalcy. And then people are going to go back to them own like a corner, and they're still going to order food online. And so the online systems are now more robust, and it can sustain, and people are going to continue using those systems because it's cheaper too. And that is something that we need to be looking at. My third prediction, shifting consumer behavior. Consumers are way more savvy now than they were before. Okay, now they understand how certain systems work, and now they know that they have the power. The power is no longer with businesses. Businesses don't make market predictions anymore based on what they think, and they don't have the ability anymore to steer markets. That's completely decided by the consumer now, and that's thanks to digital. And what you're going to find is that people are now going to be doing what I call necessity spending. So we don't have extra money to do extra things like get luxury items. Luxury items are going to experience a fall, not a fall, but a lull. People are not gonna go and buy the latest iPhone and buy the latest Mac and buy the latest thing because it's not necessity. And if it's one thing COVID taught us is that we need to be paying attention to necessity. So I think it's Maslow hierarchy of needs. If you guys have ever heard of Maslow hierarchy of needs, it's a pyramid, and at the bottom of the pyramid was the necessity. So food, clothes, shelter. Now with COVID, the pyramid has turned upside down. So food, clothes, and shelter is actually now at the top of that pyramid. So the pyramid is now like this, right? It's an inverted pyramid. So people are now spending money on the things that are necessary for them to survive and ride this out. And I think it's going to continue because people are going to realize in that, hold a second, I was spending way too much going out and just throwing money at this and throwing money at that. People are getting more savvy to the fact that they need to be saving, because a lot of people were caught out. They had no savings. They had no emergency funds, right? And you're going to see a rise of financial therapists, yes, financial therapists, and personal financial advisors that are online, because people are really taking spending seriously, saving seriously, and investment seriously. You're going to see an increase in investments as well. So less money being spent on luxury items and more money being spent on necessity. My other prediction, omni-channel business models. Now, you guys all know Amazon, right? Amazon is the most famous omni-channel business in the world. The biggest, because it's like $1 trillion business. The largest, because Amazon is not one thing. Amazon is a group of thousands of things. Amazon is like the internet of things at this point, right? But at the core is one main system, and that system has its reach all over the world. So what is an omnichannel business model? Omnichannel business models are where you can have a brick and mortar space, but you also equally exist in a digital space. So you're having two channels here where customers can access you and your business, pay for goods and services, get their stuff delivered to them, or pick up in store or delivered online. So that's what we mean by omnichannel business models, right? Where you're flexible enough where you can operate totally online, or you can operate as a brick and mortar, or you can do both. Omnichannel business models are surviving this COVID like, whoa, not only are surviving, exponential growth. If you look at other omnichannel business models like Walmart, like Walmart and other online grocery stores, making a killing. They're absolutely making a killing because people can still access them online, right? So omnichannel business models is definitely going to be the way to go post-COVID. My next prediction is new export markets are going to open because the competition has kind of shrunk. Okay, so you guys saw where some Jamaicans exported. I think this was our first export of tissue to the US because they ran out of tissue. And guess why we were exporting? Because there's nothing coming in from China, right? So their usual trading partners are no more, because Trump is already having a war with China, and then there's a backlash against China, slightly led by Trump. And there are other things going on where their usual export channels have no either shrunk or closed, and they no longer have access. So they're looking to other places. And of course, the Caribbean is a natural place for them to look because we're right here. We're literally in their backyard, right? So this was the most natural place for them to look. And now I think they're realizing that it's cheaper to actually ship it from Jamaica, because it takes like what? Come there. It's cheaper to ship it. The products are cheaper. Why are we doing this again? So there are going to be more export channels opened up for Jamaicans. I recently did a webinar with Barrington McIntosh, who is he is in the top 25 global sellers on Amazon. He's Jamaican. He lives right here in Mandeville, and he flies around the world. In fact, Amazon flies him around the world to teach other sellers how to sell on Amazon. So you have Jamaicans here who are exporting, albeit on a smaller scale, but they're exporting goods and services, well, mostly products, to specifically Jamaicans in the diaspora, but also Caribbean people in the diaspora and then internationally. And Jamaican products do extremely well on Amazon. Busy has been sold out 4 times in 1 week last week. Busy. Because Jamaicans we're very into our herbs, and now this COVID thing and here you have to strengthen your immune system. We always turn back to our traditional and our roots, which is herbs. So busy has been sold out, ginger tea has been sold out, Jamaican peppermint has been sold out, arrowroot has been sold out. He doesn't have hand to sell these things right now. And again, that's what we're talking about, necessity spending. That's another thing too. And we're going to be turning back to traditional remedies and our traditional roots for a lot of things. So more export markets are going to open up for things like that. So those are my top 5 business predictions. Okay. For brands, there's a space to think about the digitalization of your product, not just delivery, but every single product that you have. If you can digitize it, you're going to win. Literally, you're going to win. All right. I want to now go into my top 5 boom industries. Now, these are industries that have been riding the COVID wave and making a ton of money during COVID, and they're predicted to do the same post-COVID. So let's look into it. Entertainment. No, guys, you guys know DJ Nice. If you've been following what's been happening in the digital space, entertainment has completely gone digital. Now, this is where I'm going to give Jamaican props. You see, Jamaican comedians, Jamaican YouTubers, they were always online. And you have a lot of major hype. Why do I keep saying Maja? I think it's the Mahjong tile stick. Never mind. Maja hype. You have other local Jamaican comedians. They got their start online. If you even look at the global ones like Kevin Stage and people like that, Prince Marnie, they got their start online. So entertainment was really in full effect online, but even more so now. So you have big businesses and big players getting into the space. So you have Digital Unplugged, and this is a way of connecting. This is how corporations, big businesses use the online space to keep in touch with customers. So Digital Unplugged is like MTV Unplugged. I don't know if you guys remember the MTV Unplugged series, where they used to have famous musicians just come in a very stripped back way and sit and sing or rap or whatever, and it was very cool. That was very laid back. That was very popular. So I think it's the same kind of thing digital is trying to copy with the Digital Unplugged. I think it's fabulous. It was great, and they're pulling in some really big names, and it's a way of relieving the stress off people. Again, if you remember what we said earlier, convenience, comfort, necessity, if you're in that space, you'll be fine. DJ Nice was the first to kickstart the whole COVID event scene. So what he did was he went online, and he had over 160 people tuning in live on Instagram to watch him spin, including Michelle Obama. Okay, the Michelle Obama. And then Babyface versus Teddy Riley was the biggest thing that has happened since COVID in terms of anything outside of the people dying, which is terrible. But in terms of entertainment and in terms of products and services that have come out of COVID, the versus battle, biggest thing now, the versus battle was started by Swiss Beats and Timbaland. You guys know them, two of the biggest hip-hop R&B producers. They came together, so they started it with a clash between themselves. So like how we have sound clash, it's literally that, but they're playing their greatest hits, right? So that was the first battle, and they went, a shit ton of people tuned into this, so we probably need to continue this, and people were saying, yeah, keep it going, because we absolutely love this. So the versus battle started, and I think they have now trademarked the name, and they're looking into other business opportunities, because guys, this is what's going to happen. You see these things that are starting to happen now in the digital space, they're going to transcend the digital space, and more opportunities are going to become available now because people had nothing else to do. Some people were literally forced to watch, and people are going, I actually like this. I like this social distancing thing, especially for people like me. I don't know if you're an introvert. I'm an introvert. I don't like leaving my yard. This is heaven for me. Being able to sit at home and enjoy a nice concert. We can see everybody, we can see everything, and I'm good, right? So there's markets that are going to be opening up, new and emerging markets, just because of the things that are happening post COVID, during COVID and post COVID. All right. So entertainment, food and delivery service. Now, who would have thought? How many years have we been telling KFC that y'all need to have a delivery service? How many years? I've been complaining about it because I'm a KFC. I'm obsessed with KFC. Well, I was. They didn't do it. They didn't think they needed to. And this is the thing. Businesses are now forced to listen to consumers because we have the power. COVID has given us so much buying power. It's ridiculous. All of a sudden now, deliveries here. And KFC has teamed up with Crave. And they're now doing delivery. And everybody was like, it's about damn time. They weren't listening before. They're listening now because you can every Friday they had this massive line in the drive-thru and massive line of people hustling and bustling in the KFC. Can't do that no more. So how are you going to satisfy the demand? Because people love KFC. Jamaican people love KFC. KFC just wasn't listening. They're listening now. Seven Crave has been winning in the delivery services as well. So they're delivering for Wendy's and several other food places. So they're doing food delivery services to the point where they're hiring people. So you're going to find that a lot of businesses are now hiring delivery personnel. And I think they had 3 positions, delivery personnel and 1 for logistics person, because they're getting so many orders and because so many companies are now going, duh, we need to make ourselves available. That way they're now doing a ton of business. So food and delivery services are going to continue to expand and grow. Not that restaurants are going to die. People still want that dining experience, but and every day you're going to be able to afford the dining experience. And again, necessity spending. All right. Health and wellness. MD Link has been around for quite a few years now overseas. They have been operating in Jamaica as well. I think I have here in my lip. They've been operating in Jamaica as well, but they launched an app recently that is now available to Jamaicans, and I've used it. It was a very easy process, right? So now we have online healthcare. Again, 20-year-old technology, but I'm not complaining. Not complaining. All right. So there's MD Link, and now fitness has also gone online. So you have people like Sprite Training and Jamaica Moves who are now turning to YouTube and IGTV and Instagram Live to actually do training and fitness and workout. There's also mental health and wellness. So now you have more digital therapists, which was always a thing, but again, Jamaica is just getting in tune with it, where you can literally go online and get a therapist and you can stay in the comfort of your own space. Because for some people, if you're like me and you have anxiety issues, it is hard to leave your house to go anywhere to talk to somebody. So if you can be in your own space where you're comfortable, you can open up more, you can get more out of a therapy session. So you now have online therapy sessions. So health and wellness is gonna continue to be a thing, because not everybody can make it to the gym. Not everybody comfortable in a gym with other people look prior. They rather stay home and do them workout in their own time and their own pace. So that's gonna be an ongoing thing. Online shopping is also gonna be a big thing. Again, from when we tell Price Mart to them need to be delivering, from when we tell Mega Mart and Shoppers Fair and Lee's so them need to be delivering. Okay, now y'all know. Okay, cool. So now they're delivering. So Price Mart has linked up with Mailpack, and that's another company that's winning COVID. Mailpack. Mailpack is cleaning up nice and tidy because they were flexible enough to be able to jump in front of it. They predicted what the demand was going to be, and they set themselves up to be able to meet those demands, and man, are they meeting those demands. So they're doing online shopping and also some from different supermarkets, but mainly from Price Mart. So that's an official team up, and I think that is going to stay. It's not going to die post-COVID, all right? Because who am going to Price Mart? For how long? And it's hiring people. I saw on their page where they were hiring young people to actually go and do the shopping in Price Mart. And I thought that was good because it's a little money, it's a little income. It's honest money, and everybody benefits, right? Sampars was always online. To be fair to Sampars, they were always online. I've ordered from Sampars online. It's not the easiest thing to do because they have this weird website setup thing going on. I don't understand. I don't understand it. But I was able to suss my way through, and it actually worked. And they did deliver on time. Delivery is slightly expensive, but they did deliver. So Sampars was always online. So now they're pushing that feature. They weren't pushing it before, but now they're pushing their online feature, and now they deliver. Delivery was a separate thing. Now it's incorporated, and now Select Grocery is also now delivering and curbside pickup. And you're going to find that delivery services, do I talk about delivery services now? You're going to find that delivery services, whether it's for food, whether it's for grocery, whatever, it's going to be innovative because now you have curbside pickup, now you have at home, at office, so many options. And the beauty about this thing is that it makes the customer experience more better. And the one thing that we have lacked in Jamaica is adequate, not even awesome, adequate customer service. Okay, nobody was listening to us, and we weren't demanding that they listen to us either. Now they're willing to take any suggestion to make our life easier, right? CPJ is also doing a delivery thing where they have boxes. Now personally, I don't understand the boxes because some of the boxes have wines and stuff in them, and I don't understand the boxes, but people buy it and people seem to love it. So if that's your thing, then that's your thing. Education is also, and I should say online education is also going to continue post COVID. Edufocal was always a thing, but nobody was checking for Edufocal like that, really. And the thing is, Edufocal now find themselves in a position where they are one of the only or one of very few online platforms that you can actually log into and learn and teach from. They've been around for a while, for years, but now them eating our food, them eating our big food. So kudos to Gordon Swaby at Edufocal. All right. So online learning again, old. Have you guys ever heard of Khan Academy, KHAN Academy? When I was in college, I used to use Khan Academy because I applied to do the law program, but I didn't have CXC maths because maths makes me nervous. So I had to learn maths, and I literally found Khan Academy online. They had YouTube videos. They have a free online platform, and that's how I learned maths. And boom, now I have a law degree. Beautiful. So online learning was always a thing, but Jamaica is just being introduced to it like in earnest. And it is there are some kinks that we still have to work out because again, with the data issue and the telecommunications issue, some people can't access the platform. But I think we're going to really work that out and to make it equitable. And I think the telecommunications industries have to admit that they ain't shit. They're not that robust. They're not as great as we thought they were, which is why I'm wondering why they were charging me so much money. And y'all not that great, okay? So now I think they're going to have to build in more robust systems into their operations as well to be able to manage. Tech solutions. Now, I am so proud of Jamaicans. I mean, we are an awesome set of people, you know, amazing set of people. So Yakini Wallen Brand, who was, I'm proud to say, one of my Digital Jamaica people to watch in tech nominees this year, he has teamed up with Lauren Peart from Blue Dot Solutions, and they've come together to do several things. So that mask that you're seeing on the right is a facial shield for healthcare workers. And then they've also created a ventilator splitter because Jamaica's hospitals doesn't have a lot of ventilators. So they've created a splitter where several persons can use one ventilator. Listen, we are the most innovative. We set on your and make fashion, like for real. And they were able to do these things in 1 week. These are things that take years. 1 week. Let me tell you, I'm so ecstatic. I'm so proud of them. It's not funny. And no, they're having, and these are 3D masks, by the way, 3D facial shields. Okay. And I didn't even know that so many Jamaicans had 3D printers here, but apparently there's several 3D printers in Jamaica. So they're all coming together to mass produce these shields. And this is something that big countries have not been able to do. So we large. Okay. So those are my top 5 post-COVID prediction. Now, how can you pivot your business model to be able to meet the post-COVID demands that we've already discussed? So I want you to watch this video. This is how innovative we are. You see that? Tell me if that isn't amazing.
Boy, what is that? The money have a count now.
They built that, by the way.
Go on to $500. I use a social distancing. A week. Yes, sir. It's not funny.
Small businesses have always led the way in innovation and in Jamaica, and this is funny, but it's actually very innovative, and it's actually something that, if the mechanical processes come together, could actually be a thing. So you have to put some kind of you have to think about some of the ways your businesses operate and see where you can infuse tech solutions in there. If it's even rudimentary solutions like this or other solutions, you have so many open source software, so many open source applications, Slack, so many collaborative software that's available to you for either free or cheap, that you can instantly integrate. Tonight on Thursday Night Live over on my page, I'm doing a double session tonight. The first hour is going to be completely dedicated to online payment solutions, because there's so many out there, but we don't know about them, and our banks are really rubbish. So we have to find, and if there's anything I would say about myself, is that I'm extremely resourceful. I'm extremely good at finding gurons. This is a guron that I'm going to be talking about, several gurons that we can use tonight, because we're leaving money on the table. Not having solutions in place that are flexible, that we can instantly move on, that we can pivot, we're leaving money on the table. We're going to lose money. So small business innovations, the little things that you can do in your operation processes to automate it. The more automated your processes are, the easier it is going to be for you. The quicker you can respond to things, whether it's a delivery, whether it's a pickup, whether it's a resupply, that is going to help you stay afloat, right? Evaluating your services and your products. Evaluating your services and your products. I missed a slide for that. But what do I mean by that? Are you offering comfort, entertainment, necessity? What are you offering with your products and your services? Again, luxury products and luxury services are going to take a fall off, at least for the next couple of months, maybe for the next year or so, until people have lost jobs and stuff. So again, necessity spending. Can your current operational system be used for something else? So for instance, there is this online brand called Self-Care Tiffany's, and she was making like facial masks and stuff like that. What she has been able to do is turn her production system into shift her production system from making facial masks and body butters and stuff into making hand sanitizers. Right? So that's what I'm talking about. Are the current infrastructures that you have in place, can they be shifted or repurposed to do something else? Are the services that you're offering necessary? Because some people are offering some unnecessary services right now that nobody's going to buy because it's not something that is needed right now. Do you have the expertise? Do you have the know-how? Do you have access to the expertise to be able to help you to then pivot your product or services to meet the demands that is happening now and post-COVID? So that's what I mean by re-evaluating your products and your services to see where you can either set one thing aside and boost another thing, or combine two things to make something special, or look at stuff like that you can do. Implementing robust digital systems, and I was talking about that earlier when I was talking about the telecommunications. Again, automation is king, especially when it comes to businesses. The more you can automate, the better. But I'm talking about other systems too, like, why are you not mobile? Why are you not in the cloud? Why are you not using these free things to make your business work smarter? You don't have to work as hard as you do. And I when I talk to businesses and they tell me about, oh, they don't trust the code because people can't hack. First of all, nobody want to hack you. Why? Nobody wants to hack you. You're not that special. I'm sorry to tell you. And that's one. And that's two, there are so many other systems in place to help protect you online. It is easier for somebody to break into your storefront than it is for somebody to break into your online account, especially if you're cloud protected and encrypted. So it's hard to explain this to people sometimes. So you should be able to accept payments on the go, accept orders on the go. You should be able to deliver anywhere. You should have these systems in place where everything is connected. Your phone is connected to your tablet, is connected to your computer, is connected to your POS system. Everything needs to be connected into an ERP system, or into using an ERP software. That's if you can afford an ERP software. But that's what I mean by building a more robust digital systems. It doesn't have to be one time and one big implementation, but little incremental steps, right? So you maybe move something from a paper based, like an Excel sheet where it's like a paper based thing. You maybe want to move that into another space. You maybe want to use Wave to do your accounting. Just look a software like that, and you'll be surprised how you boost your systems and how much more money you could be making when you really take stock of that, guys. No, I'm a social media kete, and I'm not telling you because I'm a social media kete, but I'm telling you because social media has been the number one go-to space for COVID updates and information. And what has been happening is that our local media or traditional media have been trying to keep up with social media, and that's where and they have been the ones who have actually been spreading misinformation because of their eagerness to keep up with social media. They're not going to ever be able to keep up with social media because social media is instant and it's on the ground. You guys need to use that to your advantage. There is Instagram shopping, there's Facebook shopping, and even if you don't have access to those services and those features, you can just put your stuff on there. You build communities on there. You can have it as a part of like an extension of your customer service apparatus. There's so much things you can use social media for. Businesses who are never on social media before, all of a sudden now they're on social media because it's your way of keeping in touch and keeping front of mind to your consumers, to your clients, to your audience. Take social media seriously. It's not a fad. It's not a millennial thing. It is a serious business tool. And if you know how to use it, you're going to grow your business, not only digitally. Because I tell people, I don't remember who I was talking to recently. I said, and the man told me that he has a storefront. Like he's saying he has a prime location. And I looked him dead in the face and was like, sir, having a prime location doesn't mean anything post COVID. In fact, it never mean anything before COVID. What does having a prime location mean if nobody can get to you? Nobody cares about your prime location. If I can order auto parts online, I'm gonna order it online. I'm not fin to drive to Bert's or to wherever to come pick up parts. No, I want to order it online. I want you to deliver it to my mechanic. I'm wondering for the one I know so I can come pick up my car. That's what it is. Having a prime location means nothing anymore. Nothing. Having a storefront. In fact, some of these businesses, some Jamaican businesses, especially small to medium-sized businesses, they don't even need to have a storefront. There's no reason for you to be spending money, on a storefront when you can be completely digital. Your entire operations could be digital, but no, there's a certain prestige with having a brick and mortar. Well, fine, you're going to pay prestige money. But I'm saying omni-channel business model, having your external digital processes is absolutely necessary, and social media is the biggest one that you guys really need to get into and start taking seriously. You need a strategy. If you're gonna go online, you need a strategy. The online space is vast, it's huge, there's a ton of things happening. It's like cars are zinging and people are flying and things are going, and it's always is on 24 hours. It's like this big circles and a whole heap of things happening. And if you don't have a strategy, you're going to be wandering around the place lost, not a clue what you're doing. I get clients telling me that, they don't know what to post on social media because you don't have a plan. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who your audience is. You don't know what they want. So you're just talking in the void and ain't nobody paying you no mind. You're not getting engagement. You're not growing. And then you go, oh, you see, social media wasn't that great. No, you're not that great because you're ignoring fundamental processes. And one of those processes is having a digital strategy. You need to have a plan to guide you as to what you're going to do. So you need to have goals and objectives. Why are you going online? What is the purpose of going online? What are you trying to achieve? You're trying to increase sales. You're trying to generate leads. What is your purpose of going online? And once you figure that out, who are you targeting online? And once you figure that out, which online platform is the best platform? Because social media is not the only thing that's happening online. You have websites, you have podcast platforms, you have mobile applications. There's so many systems. Which one is best for you? That's why you need a plan to figure all that out before you even go start a social media page or before you even go build a fancy website. You need a plan. All right. Don't ignore business fundamentals, whether you're a digital business or a traditional business. Why don't you have a business plan? You need a business plan. You need a go to market strategy. You need to be testing your products and services before you push it out to the public. I see people thinking, oh, yeah, man, we can just jump online and go start a thing. It's not going to work. It's not going to grow. And even if you're experiencing some level of success, it's not going to be sustainable. And are you not planning to scale your business? How are you going to know if your business is scalable if you don't have a business plan, if you don't have a marketing strategy? Or don't ignore business fundamentals. They're tried, tested, proven, and they will remain that way. And no amount of technological advancements is going to change the fact that fundamental business processes need to be followed. You need to have your foundations in place before you do anything else. And if you don't have a business plan, you need to get one, right? Because this is what is going to tell you whether or not you have a viable product. Because you might think, oh, I have this brilliant idea to start this company doing this, and you realize that people are just not interested because that's not a thing that people would be interested in right now. You may be way ahead of time, but it's just not something that people are interested in right now. And then you spend all this money and you produce all these wonderful things and you put them out and nobody cares. Don't ignore the fundamentals. So guys, that's it for the presentation. I hope you guys would have learned a lot from it. I hope I would have given you guys some food for thought and help you guys to kind of figure out, some of the things that you need to do and where you need to start. All right. So if you want to get in contact with me, whether you want some advice or whatever, find me on Instagram at the Digital Jamaican, and make sure you jump on my live tonight. It's going to be very interesting because I'm going to be talking about Pinterest, because that's the second half of my life tonight. I'm going to be talking about Pinterest and why we've been sleeping on that platform where we shouldn't be. Some of us are spending so much time on Instagram where Instagram is not the platform where we need to be. We probably should be on Pinterest. Pinterest is like a visual search engine. If you type up anything in Google and if you look at the images, more than likely it's going to take you to a Pinterest page, right? So having your business on Pinterest helps your SEO, it helps drive traffic to your website, it helps with lead generation, all these things. So we need to be really looking into that platform and taking advantage of it. So I'm going to be talking to a local Pinterest expert and he's going to help us with that. So make sure you join the live and see you over on the Digital Jamaican. Thank you guys so much. Victoria?
Hi guys. Thank you so much, Kadia, for joining us. Guys, we're gonna have a live Q&A session for about 10-15 minutes. So jump on our live and ask any questions that you might have. And Kadia might share a few things that she didn't share in this presentation that she's holding for you for the Q&A. So I'll see you guys there, Kadia. See you in a few.
Okay then.
All right.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.